Oh, here we go. So this past winter, I had to add this transom window and replace this door with a vintage door from scratch that they found at a warehouse somewhere. Nonetheless, cut open the drywall, pow, electrical right in the way, right where I want to put the transom window. Luckily, they used to have an original transom window, so I didn't have to reframe it, but I did have to reroute the electrical, so we swapped that out. All right, take some of the casing off. And then I go outside. Those two lights on the outside were fed by that electrical right there. So that had to get rerouted. Come outside, take the lights off. Disconnect this switch so there's no power. Take out the conduit. They had a piece of conduit going back to Greensfield. I just went all Greensfield. It was less than 6 feet. I fished my wire through. Put the caps on. Raise it above the transom window so I can have something to work with. Now it's time to pull the siding off. You can start from the top or the bottom, or you can get you a side swiper and you can start in the middle. It's designed to take off siding in the middle. Nonetheless, rip out some wood, take out some casing, exterior, see what I'm working with, take some measurements, make sure the window gonna fit. Camera upside down. Just remember the original door. You see that square? Remember that square. That big ugly square with the peephole underneath it. So that was the frame. Oh, here's the vintage door. Let's get this in. 2x6 by 10, and then I used a 1x for the jamb, all from scratch. Get that nice and level. Put the hinges on. They have the nice black hinges. Come to the other side, another 1x. Everything nice and level, nice reveal. And then do the top, nail that down. Put me a stop on there for the lock, because right now it ain't locking. Cover it up because it's the middle of the winter. Come back, build my box for the new transom window. They had the frame. I was waiting on them to get the stained glass put in. It came, got it in temporarily for now. Looking good in the neighborhood. Put the drywall back. I'm MK, Mud King. I think I had some 5/8 and some 5-minute. First coat, then put the mesh on there. Second coat. All this in a day. I think I ran out of 5 minutes. I did have to come back the next day. Third coat on that, and then the first coat on that other little side. Some spray foam around the sides so I can get ready to put the casing back on. So I had to get everything drywall, mudded. I got the casing back on. The same casing I took off. Or actually, the top piece I kept. I had to get longer side pieces, of course, because I added the transom window and my little piece around the top. Looking good in the neighborhood. Now, the outside was the more work. Inside was pretty easy. Had to come on the outside, deal with the side, and then the door stop, the casing, the jamb. Because the jamb is the actual door stop, not like an interior door where you got a small 1-inch door stop. So it's like a double jamb. Part of it, the hinge sits on, and the other part stops the door with the weather seal. Weather strip I had to add, custom. I got a few details on this. Come back. It was cold. You see the snow. Parlay wanted to come talk with his Crocs on in the middle of the winter. Get the casing set up. Got some backing for the casing. End up using just some pine because they wanted it. They wanted it white. I tried to get them to get the PVC trim, but they didn't want to pay extra. It was fine. So I ended up having to prime it twice, paint it 2 times with exterior paint. I'm getting the casing on. Looking good in the neighborhood. I think they're going to get the door painted. My weather seal. And the rest of the trim pieces. Put some of the siding back. Oh, I had to do the Ring doorbell. Hardwired from the basement. I had to add a transformer for that. But nice little 1/4-inch reveal. Might be a little more than a 1/4 inch on my casing in my gym. Nonetheless, put the siding back, upside down again, but it's looking good in the neighborhood. Had to do a new threshold underneath the door. Numbers, new lights, mailbox. Oh, they showed me a picture at the end of how they wanted the top of the casing for the exterior door. So I had to make that from scratch. Start priming that thing. I didn't prime the top piece because, again, they had showed me a picture of something they wanted for the top, and here it is. Just a little something to give it a little character. You see the profile on it. Prime it up. And 1 coat of paint. I'll be ready for the outside. Caulk everything. Do your best and caulk the rest. Get the final set on the transom window. Patch up my holes. Had to hit the OSI. Had to melt the OSI. Then bring it outside. It was so cold. But it's looking good. Remember that old square? Oh, then the exterior door, the screen door. Put the lock on that. Come out, sand down my spots again. Add a little more wood fill. And there it is, the piece that they wanted to add, the picture they showed me. Filling those nail holes. Get my J channel wrapped around it. I did put some aluminum flashing on top of that, so it won't just be water sitting on top of it. Some old primer, fill in some old nail holes, sand everything down, get ready for the exterior paint. I tried to beat the snow, but I didn't. I made sure it was over 40 degrees, though, or close to it. At this point, it was so cold, I had to leave the phone in the car, or else it would freeze and stop working. Got the exterior door on, it was so cold, I had to fill in this little gap, add me another little jam piece at the top. I missed a step on the bottom track. I had to reset it, but I got it. Set it and forget it. Then it was time for the lock. Last of the Mohicans. Measure everything up. Some wood fill. Actually, a piece of wood and some wood fill. The door strike. Chiseled everything. Got my holes. I have to put some wood in there. Sand everything down. They getting the door painted. Get my strike just right. They were satisfied.